If you own rental properties and you're sitting on equity right now, your bank is hoping you don't watch this video. And that's not me being dramatic. Rocket, Mr. Cooper, SoFi, they've been emailing you, texting you, and they've got your number. And not because they care about your financial situation, it's because a standard refinance right now is the most profitable thing they can sell you. And it's often not the best move for someone trying to grow a portfolio. So I'm gonna show you 4 ways to pull equity out of your rentals, some of which most investors have never even heard of, and none of them require you to show a W-2 income or hand over a pile of tax returns. My name's Stef, and I work exclusively with real estate investors to get deals financed in ways banks typically won't touch, so they can keep buying without selling. Drop a comment below and tell me how many rental properties you currently own and how many more you want to buy this year. I want to help my investors get to at least a 2x, 3x of their portfolio in the next few years. Now let's get into it. So why does this matter? A lot of investors hit a wall somewhere around property 3 or 4. They've got equity built up, but their DTI is a mess because of how the write-offs and depreciation hit their tax returns. And the banks look at that and they say no. They deny the loans, and then the investors can't do anything. But I have good news for you. There's hope. There are 4 ways you can actually use that equity. The first one is the DSCR HELOC. A HELOC on a rental property. No income verification, W-2, no tax returns are required to be shown to the lender at all. The loan qualifies off the property's rental income, not yours, just like any other DSCR loan. You can go up to 75% combined loan to value, meaning if you have a property that's worth $400,000 and you owe $200,000, you could potentially pull out a line of credit up to $80,000 depending on where you land, where your credit is, and where the rates are. Now it's a revolving line of credit. You only pay interest on what you actually use. And of course, with the new loan payment that you're going to have, we have to have the rental income still covering that first mortgage and the second mortgage if you do have a first mortgage. And you can hold this in your LLC. And that's a big deal for investors who keep properties in entities. And a lot of programs won't allow that. This one does. I had a guy that came to me that owned several properties in an LLC and his bank wouldn't be able to give him a line of credit. And we did, using only his rental income. And he got multiple HELOCs on multiple properties at the same time because we had all of his information, his credit application, insurance info, right? And we were able to get multiple HELOCs at the same time because you can get as many as you want. There's no debt to income ratios. They're not looking at how much income you have, how much debt you have, right? Like any other loan. And so that way he had cash and capital ready to purchase the next deal that he found with his team. You and I both know that's what's so great about lines of credit. You only pay interest on the balance that you have active. You don't have to go and take out a lump sum of money and then spend it. And then once you spend it, that's it. You're done, right? With lines of credit, you spend the money, pay it off, and spend it again. And so that's how my guys right now are just creating so much capital and equity, and they're buying all these deals right now because of these programs. And with this DSCR HELOC, there are no prepayment penalties either, which matters if you plan to pay it down and draw again as your portfolio grows. Now, the second option is the no appraisal HELOC. This one moves really fast. We're talking about funding in 5 to 7 days, and the reason is it's quick and simple. There's no appraisal. The lender uses what's called an automated valuation model to determine the property's value instead. For investment properties, you can go up to a 70% LTV. For primary residence, it goes up to 85% LTV. And at this time of recording, of course, sometimes things change. It might go down or might go up, but I'm just saying right now that's what it is. No W-2 income, no tax returns required to qualify. We can use those documents for this loan, but we don't have to. And we found a loophole, believe it or not, where you can use your bank accounts as income, meaning the system can go back in the last 90 days and look at only the deposits you've had coming in. We can average that out and annualize it over 12 months and use that for income. So let's say if you deposit $20,000 a month on average in the last 90 days, then the system will say that you make $240,000 a year. It's insane. So I've had guys that have multiple rental properties. I got a guy that has a barber shop and a mechanic shop, 2 completely different businesses I know, but he's got multiple businesses. And so with that, multiple deposits are coming in from multiple sources, and we use all of that, we average that out, and we use that for income. One thing to know though, the property has to be in your name or in your entity's name for at least 3 months before you can use this. What I love about this program is that we'll know yes or no right away. You're not gonna sit there, wait after a week or 2 months of underwriting after sending me a million documents to see if this loan's gonna work. We're gonna find out right away yes or no, and it just does a soft check to see even if you're qualified. So it's absolutely brilliant to see right away. Here's a real example. I had a client named Bree. She owns 7 LLCs and has been working with her current bank for 3 months now, trying to get a $150,000 line of credit. That's it. And the bank kept dragging it out because her paperwork is complicated. And as you'd expect with someone running that many entities, she couldn't qualify. So she came to me and we closed in 2 weeks. Yes, in 2 weeks. You couldn't believe it. And the only reason actually it took that long was because there were a mismatch on the paperwork. And so once we got that cleared up, we got it done. That's the difference between a bank trying to fit you into one of their products and someone who actually works with investors and puts you with the right program. If any of this sounds like a fit for your situation, you don't have to figure it all out on your own. Book a call with me. We're going to go through your properties and we can see really which program makes sense and to tell you right away if you qualify. These move fast. There's no reason to wait months like Bree did. The third option is what I call the no appraisal DSCR cash out refinance. I know it's a mouthful. This is a fixed cash out refinance on a rental property without an appraisal or personal income verification. So you get a 30-year fixed rate, something in the range of 6.5% right now, depending on where rates are at when you're watching this. And you can walk away with a lump sum of cash, just like a normal refinance, all right? And pay off your hard money lender if you want, or pay off your first lien. The catch, if you want to call it that, is that you have to already own the property. So this no appraisal DSCR cash out program is only for properties, of course, that you already own. You can't use it to go buy a property. And it qualifies like any other DSCR loan, meaning the rental income on the property has to cover the debt service, right? Or cover the mortgage payment, essentially. And I used this recently for an investor who flipped a property and decided to hold it as a rental, right? So it's like this young guy, very successful, avid flipper. And about 7 or 8 months in, he wanted to pull cash out and move into his next deal. And he had a semi-rural property. He didn't want to wait long on the appraisal process. He wanted to move quickly. So we went with a no appraisal DSCR cash out. And sometimes you spook tenants when you have an appraiser coming in, they get nervous about it. Sometimes they don't care. But either way, you can move fast and you don't have to bother your tenants with an appraiser coming in. So we got it done quickly and he had his capital ready for the next acquisition. The speed alone makes this worth knowing about because really all we need is to clear up title, get your insurance, get your lease agreements, your LLC documents if the property is an LLC, and then you can close. The fourth way, and honestly the most widely used, is the standard DSCR cash out refinance. Same idea as the no appraisal version. We do a lot of these as well. It's just that you have a normal appraisal this time, which is fine because sometimes when you're flipping properties, no appraisal programs cannot catch on the value adds that you did on the property, right? Whether you added a bedroom, bathroom, rehab the kitchen, whatever the case might be. So with this, of course, it means that typically you get a longer look at the value. And in some markets, that's actually in your favor, especially if property has appreciated, even if you haven't done a forced appreciation. This loan qualifies off the rental income, right? DSCR ratio, which is the debt service coverage ratio, needs to be at least 1.0, meaning the rent has to cover the mortgage payment dollar for dollar. Some lenders, we have some programs that will go down to 0.75% depending on credit and LTV. So sometimes if we're not one-to-one, we have some strategies around it if you're just under that. And you can go up to 75% LTV on a cash out. Sometimes we can go up to 80%. You can book a call, ask me more about that to see if you qualify. And of course, if you're using to purchase a loan DSCR, you got to put 20% down typically for most credit tiers, meaning based on most credit scores. And you can go up to a 3.5 million depending on the deal. On the rate side, there are prepayment penalty options you can choose from. If you want the lowest rate possible, you can take a 5-year prepayment penalty. If you're planning to sell or refi again in a couple of years, you might take a shorter one at a slightly higher rate, right? Points usually run from 0 to 2+ or more, depending on your credit score. Your LTV and how the deal is structured really comes into play. Some guys are like, hey, I just want the lowest rate. You know, let's take advantage right now of the market. Honestly, rates have kind of gone down. In comparison with the last few years, they've gone down. They've recently gone up at the time of this recording. But in general, they've gone down more into the 6s where they used to be in the 7s for a while. So some of my guys right now are just taking advantage. We just actually closed a couple refinances, DSCR, like 6.125, another one at 6.3. So there are some really good terms if you're okay with the 5-year prepayment penalty. At the end of the day, there's no one-size answer here, which is why it's worth actually talking through your situation with me before you commit to anything. And that's really the real takeaway from all 4 of these options. Your bank is not going to walk you through the DSCR HELOCs or no appraisal cash out programs, and they don't offer them. They're going to keep sending you emails about refinancing into a 30-year conventional loan because that's what they sell and that's what they do. These 4 programs exist for investors specifically. And before we close, I want to ask you, are you working with a team that gets it done for you or gives up right away? Do you know how many loan officers I know are extremely lazy because they don't want to do the work that it takes and they don't think like an investor? Well, my team and my staff are investors themselves, and they think like investors. So we know how to meet you halfway. Most banks don't operate that way because they're not built or trained to serve you as an investor. They're built for the average home buyer because those deals are easier and more profitable. So it's easier to scale with that. If you want to see if you qualify, book a call using the link in the description. We'll go through your properties together, run the numbers, and you'll know within the first conversation whether you qualify and which program makes the most sense. And some of these can close in a week, so there's no reason to sit on equity or capital you could already be using. I'm not going to hard sell you on anything. If you are an investor and you want to use these programs, they basically speak for themselves. If this was helpful, drop a like and subscribe. I put a lot of content out specifically for real estate investors who are tired of being told no by banks and they don't understand how investing actually works. So I hope this was helpful. We'll see you on the next one. Thank you.